muscle model?
No, transformation. Daddy, you're fat. I don't want you to die. That was what gave me the fire in my belly. The next day, I decided to actually work out. July 17th, 2018. This is my day 2. This is Carlos's day 1. Let's see what happens. Thursday, July 19th, July 28th, August 15th, August 26th, September 1st, September 24th. We are at JFK Airport. That we hired a professional body transformation nutritionist.
That's it, work for it. Go, 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 go.
I lost over 125 pounds in 9 months, but there was something that I started noticing. Skin. I'm gonna have to get a loose skin surgery. 45 minutes from now, I'll be on the slab. Whatever it takes. I had 4 blood bags collecting my blood. I had over 2,000 stitches around my nipples, around my waist, under my arm. My tubes, hold on. Doctor said not to work out for 6 months to a year. Don't work out at the intensity I did before. I didn't listen. Went through hell and back and then hell again. I said, this is gonna be transformation number 2. The goal now is I'm gonna compete in December 7th.
That's up.
3 weeks before I was gonna compete on stage, my trainer died in a horrible car crash. It just gave me more drive and determination.
Whoa.
Yeah,
What's your name?
Anthony Lolli.
Going on to compete at the World Championships in 2020.
I did this for my family, I did it for my daughter.
Tomorrow's the biggest day of your life, Hank. The biggest day before the stage.
Guys, I'm super pumped to introduce my next guest. Super pumped for 2 reasons. I had to get in a quick cheeky arm workout before this interview to make sure I'm not outgunned by Anthony Lolli. But yeah, second reason I'm super pumped, and the main reason, of course, is to introduce my special guest today, Anthony Lolli, the star of Amazon Prime documentary From Fat Lolli to Six-Pack Lolli, the ultimate transformation story. Anthony Lolli, welcome to my interview. So good to...
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you. Really appreciate it.
Man, thank you so much for doing this. Really appreciate it.
No problem. No problem. Absolutely.
I just got to say, I watched the film for the first time with my missus I think it was about 4 weeks ago.
Okay.
We both loved it. We're both blown away by what you achieved. And incredible, man, incredible.
Thank you. Yeah, it's my life has changed a lot ever since that documentary came out. It's like people are recognizing us in the street, and people are saying they just started going to the gym again and motivated, and just moms and military veterans, and it's just people from all over the world. It's amazing.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
crazy.
It's made quite an impact on just the general community, but also like the fitness community, bicyclists, runners, everybody that's into self-improvement. They all just like relate to it, and even business people too. Like they're just,
Yeah, that's why I'm excited to chat to you, because I'm very passionate about business. A lot of the guys I work with are entrepreneurs, and I'm always promoting a healthy way of life, fitness to the entrepreneurial business owner, and how it can benefit you from a business perspective, not just a great body transformation, but how that plays into other areas of your life. You know, you're a family man like myself, you're a business owner as well. So there's a lot of things that I'm interested in to see how that's impacted you. And I can't wait. I've got some questions as I sent you the other day.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if we'll go with those questions. We'll see whatever
you want.
Where it goes. I'm sure it'll be a great chat either way. How's things in New York?
Oh, good. Amazing. Weather's great. It's getting a little chilly. We're about to close the pool, but we're using it now as much as we can before the weather goes south. So it's pretty good. There's things are starting to loosen up here in New York. I think New York was very strict on the lockdown rules and everything. So consequently, we don't really have a lot of cases that are coming back up. So it did choke the economy. It choked a lot of small business owners, and it's unfortunate, but I think at the end of the day, it allowed us to be able to kind of open up and so forth. So it's kind of cool. You can go to the gym, you got to wear a mask, and you go to a restaurant and you can eat outside. So it's cool. It's kind of like today's new normal, That's
one of my questions for you, actually. How did you adapt your training during lockdown?
Well, what I did was I sold my pool table, and I used to have a pool table. I just got rid of it because that's not my lifestyle anymore. Lounging around, hanging out. My lifestyle is all fitness now. So what we did was we sold the pool table and the couches and the sofas and the lounge stuff, and just got in, at home equipment. And what was interesting was we were able to sell the pool table and everything else pretty much for the same cost that it cost us for the equipment. Wow. And we posted a video on our YouTube channel because there were people out there that own big homes that anticipated the lockdown, or because of the lockdown knew they were going to be home. So they wanted a pool table and lounging and all that kind of stuff. So it was awesome. They came, picked it up, and then I ordered equipment. And it was funny because very difficult to get dumbbells, very difficult to get gym equipment during the quarantine. So I had went to this fitness place that sells equipment. They were totally booked. And I go in there. Actually, my partner Carlos goes because he was near there. And the guy goes, he goes, yeah, we're trying to get this equipment for Anthony Lolli. He goes, Anthony Lolli? He goes, wait, Anthony Lolli? I used to work for Anthony Lolli. So this guy used to work for me like years ago. And he put me on the list, and we were able to get some equipment that there was a long waiting list for. And it came like right away. So we put it together. And we started working out, which was awesome, There
you go. It's not about what you know, it's who you know, isn't it? Small world.
Yeah. Well, I say it's what you know, who you know, but more importantly, who knows you. You could know Bill Gates, but Bill Gates doesn't know you. It doesn't mean anything,
Yeah.
So that's the thing. So those are the three keys.
Awesome. I found out we have quite a bit in common as well. Obviously, we've both done body transformations, both passionate about entrepreneurial business stuff, and also I think we're both Leos. Are you an August boy?
I'm August 6th. Yeah, Leo.
I'm August 15th. And
nice.
And your son and my son, I think, share the same birthday.
He's April. My son, Legend. He's an April baby, and my daughter, both of them April 11th, April 4th.
Crazy. So my second son, April 4th, Kyan, April 4th, and Jaden, my oldest boy, April 6th.
Nice. Look at that.
There we go. The stars are aligned, man. Amazing.
There you go.
Cool. All right. So first question to you is just tell us a little bit about yourself, Anthony. Tell us a bit about your background, your childhood. How did things start out for you?
Well, I was I'm half Ecuadorian, half Italian. My mom was an immigrant from Ecuador who migrated to the United States, lived in abandoned buildings, worked in sweatshops, and really worked her way, to achieve the American dream. My dad, a World War II military veteran of Italian descent, became a public school teacher, and then also moonlighted with a bird on his shoulder, a blue and gold macaw, doing photo with the parrot work in New York City, taking pictures of tourists and stuff. So I grew up around that hustle, humility, and, knowing at 6 years old, I kind of realized that we didn't have any money, mainly because my mother would go around shopping, or what I thought was shopping. She would go to Saks Fifth Avenue, try on mink coats and dresses, and put it back on the rack. She'd never buy anything. And so on one of those trips, I asked her to buy me this watch that was for sale. It was a waterproof watch. And she said we couldn't afford it. So I told her, one day we're going to be so rich, I'm going to buy you a white limousine and a mansion with a chauffeur. And you're going to be able to go shopping and do everything that you want to do financially. And I'm going to buy you a white mansion. So, and many, many years later, I decided to embark in a real estate career that gave me the opportunity to do all of those things and then some, like build a real estate empire, a real estate school, a real estate company, franchise it. I got into billboard business. I wrote a best-selling book, and I got into the entertainment business and met all sorts of celebrities and started producing movies and all sorts of cool stuff. And then helped so many people, become very successful and give people a career that, you know, what they say, if you give a man a fish, he can eat for a day. You teach him how to fish, they can eat for a lifetime. So I taught a lot of people how to fish, and people that still survive till this day from the skills that I taught them.
Amazing. I could just interview on that story alone. That is like, that's incredible. What a story. You know, you've talked the talk as well. You've taken action and made it happen. Like I say, that can be maybe a conversation for another day. I could spend this whole interview talking about,
yeah, I love business.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Okay. So in the movie, you talked about fire in your belly. And one of the questions that I like to start any interview I do is, what was your why? So what was the why behind your goal? What got you started?
Well, you know, there was an incident that I talk about in the movie where my daughter, you know, I was a really bad influence on my kids as far as eating is concerned. You know, my wife was always very good at keeping herself in shape after having 2 kids, and then also giving, you know, practicing what she preaches, you know, and then having the children eat very healthy and balanced diet lifestyles. And here I am eating pizzas, hot dogs, mozzarella sticks, French fries, cheese fries, whatever, you name it. And of course, children are children. They're going to want to know why they have to eat this and they can't eat what daddy's eating. So after a while, I wasn't allowed to eat with the kids at the dinner table because my menu was like a kid's menu, really. And their menu was like healthy fruits, vegetables, and, you know, you name it. They're eating broccoli, asparagus, onions. And so, you know, in one of those times that I wasn't able to eat, I got fed up and I said, I'm going to eat with you guys. And sure enough, my daughter wanted to pick at my food. You know, she was curious, what does this taste like? Why can't I have it? And my wife got fed up. She said, you know what? Don't eat that. You're going to get fat. And she kind of knew that would get under my skin. And my daughter looked at her and said, you know, what's fat? And so she showed her a video on YouTube about obesity. And the video basically showed pictures of obese people, and it talked about statistics and, you know, that obesity kills. And then she kind of put 2 and 2 together, and she said, Daddy, you're fat. I don't want you to die. And the reality is that I was having sleep apnea. I was having issues, you know. Every obese person knows that there's this threshold weight. For me, that was 300 pounds. And at that point, when that happened, I was 305 pounds. So, you know, there's a lot of people that have this weight where once you reach it, you start getting these problems, breathing problems, chest pains, or just difficulty, you know, with mobility. And so for me, that was 300. So I was 5 pounds above that, and I was already getting those problems. And you know, at that point, I had made a decision to stay fat. And it was obvious because every time I was getting custom suits done, by the time they get to me, I wouldn't be able to fit into them because I was just ballooning, you know. So I made a decision at that point that was it. I was going to just really, really stick to it. I had made a conscious decision. I tried 9 times before, but those were really fake attempts. Those were not really wholehearted attempts. Those were just, you know, fad diets. Let me try this diet. This diet came out, or, you know, whatever fad diet. And I would try it and I would lose 20, 30 pounds, but I put it all back on. You know, I wasn't really serious. And a lot of those things were not really sustainable to begin with. And so once I made the decision, and then I incorporated my business mindset to it, and then I had the fire in my belly because of my children, you know, my family. So
I guess it's a very powerful turning point when your young daughter says something like that to you. Yeah,
that did it for me.
Yeah, of course. So you mentioned, and that leads me on to my next question. You mentioned you tried and failed 9 times before. What do you feel the biggest challenge was holding you back on those 9 attempts? And more importantly, what was different this time around?
I didn't have the right mindset. I was lying to myself. I was kind of like, you know, it was a fad. Like, I'm going to try it, but I didn't really see myself. I didn't have a vision board. I didn't really talk to my family about it. I didn't get everybody on board. I didn't have my nutrition in check. You know, it was more like it was just winging it, you know, and I wouldn't do that in anything else I do in my life, business-wise and personal-wise. And I wasn't asking anybody for advice. I wasn't getting coached, you know, and so I wasn't really serious. And I didn't put any money into it too. Like, you know, like what is join a gym? have a couple of shakes. Like, what is that? How is that real effort to undo the pounds and pounds and pounds of damage that I did? Seriously, like,
Sure.
you know, more people put more money into their car after a car accident than they do after a body accident.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I wasn't really serious. So I wasn't putting $1 in, and I had the money. So it was just like, how serious was I, you know? So, and it's the problem with a lot of people, that they'll see value in fixing their house, or, you know, if the kitchen cabinet breaks, all of a sudden some miracle money appears, you know, like, but, you know, God forbid you ask them to hire a trainer. Oh, wait, you got to be a millionaire. Like, you know, so it's just that's the thing. So for me, you know, I just had to really take it serious.
Yeah. We always find money for what's most important for us. We always find money, and we always find the time to do what we most value. I think you mentioned, like, at the end of the movie, a crackhead without a job will find a way of feeding that addiction, because we always find, you know, the things that are most important to us, we always become the most resourceful.
Oh yeah, I looked at, you know, the bodybuilding community. It's a very expensive sport. They have to have coaches, nutritionists. Yeah. A lot of those people don't have money, and a lot of them, if you're really a pro, you can't sustain a job, and you're not getting endorsements and sponsorships and stuff like that. And they find a way. They're very resourceful. They use the law of attraction, power of positive thinking. Yeah. They're able to, you know, attract that money because it's something they really want.
You also mentioned about a change of identity in the movie. You changed your identity. And I believe you have to change your identity before you've even made it to that goal. Like, for example, if you see yourself as a fat person, you'll always go back to being that fat person. But if you know, start envisioning the person you're going to become and start behaving like a fit person, like an athlete, you know, like a successful person, then you have no choice but to morph into that person. But if you're always seeing yourself as the opposite, you'll always return back to that. You always go back to default and go back to being fat, or going back to being, or whatever it is that.
Yeah, I don't believe in limiting beliefs. I believe in changing your circle, being able to find new friends or new associates. You're the average of the 5 people you associate with. Yeah. So a lot of the issues here are people that are afraid, you know, to meet new people, or, you know, maybe terminate old relationships, or not be that close with some of the old relationships that are not good for them. And, you know, a lot of people say, oh, I don't like to do this, or I never like that. And that's a limiting belief. You can change your mindset. You know, I could have told you 2 years ago, I would never work out. Who wants to wear a mask working out? Guess what? You know what I mean? Like, you know, I could never, you know, but yeah, meanwhile, I'm deadlifting and squatting with a mask on, you know? So like, you just never, people adapt, you know? Yeah.
Yeah. You very much have to adapt, you know, especially in this day and age. It's, you know, things change all the time. Our circumstances change. You know, you run a business, you have a family, you can't wait for the perfect time. It's like just taking perfect action, do it now. You're never going to have that clearing in your schedule where you can devote all your time to this. I used to train 2 hours a day. Like when I started out 20 years ago, I was in the gym, you know, 2 hours a day, but my life is very different now. I'm a dad, I'm a business owner. I'm lucky if I get 30 minutes a day. Okay. But I have to make the most. I'm more resourceful now. I have to make the most of them 30 minutes and get the best workout. And a lot of the time that's at home now as well, just because I work at home a lot more. Although the gyms have reopened here, I'm actually enjoying training at home. So yeah, I've adapted. I'm still getting great results. I'm still transforming my body. Yeah, I'm very much a big believer in you have to be flexible. You have to adapt if you're going to be successful.
100%.
Tell me, Anthony, what impact has your weight loss had on your family? So you mentioned obviously you was perhaps setting a bad example before. How's things changed now?
Oh man, the kids are working out with us. My wife decided she wants to compete, so I'm training her. I'm doing my own special transformation training where she went from having a diastasis recti, which is very common in pregnant women. Her abdomen open up. She had it 5 fingers deep. To now almost basically 0. And now she has a 6-pack. She was 115 pounds of no muscle. Now she's bulking. She's 127 pounds of muscles. She can squat me on her shoulders when I was 210 pounds, squat me. She can deadlift 225 pounds. She has an incredible physique, and she's going to compete. And our goal is for her to kind of take first place, you know, in an amateur competition, maybe do several this year in 2021 with me. So, and then my children and my mom, who's 82, is working out with us. My secretary is working out with us. So everybody around us is now infected by the getting fit, you know, so they love it. And it's just an incredible thing to just exude energy and positivity and be an example that you can achieve, you know, because there's so many examples of people failing. It's become acceptable to fail. And so I wanted to show the world that you can actually go ahead full and accomplish and achieve, because there are people out there that actually beat obesity and win. And it's not something, and it's abnormal to fail. So, you know, I wanted to kind of set the bar really high and be the example that people can look up to and ask for advice.
Well, you've definitely done that. I mean, you're right. It is infectious when people see you achieving what they perceive as the impossible. You know, they want a part of that, right? Anthony, tell me, like, how big a part did the right nutrition play in this transformation for you?
It was a huge part, because I said in the documentary, I knew I was going to hit a wall. I was making my own diet. I was mixing the different diets that I had tried. I was matching. I was running out of gas. You know, I was losing weight, but I think I was more losing muscle than actual fat. You know, I started noticing my body wasn't doing anything. I was becoming skinny fat. So nutrition changed the game immediately. And it changes the game for me now. You know, I was on a bulk during COVID. I was tasked to put on 35 pounds. And the minute I started to cut last week, I lost 9 pounds in 4 days.
Wow.
And like I had to kind of go out and eat a cheat meal just to recalibrate my metabolism, because it's burning so fast. And I haven't done a lick of cardio in 5 months. So you can really reprogram your metabolism.
Yeah.
And you know, now that I put on, my goal was to build a bigger back, bigger chest, bigger legs. And because the show, I didn't really train my legs, you know. So now my legs are massive. So anything I eat goes immediately to the legs. So it's kind of cool, because the more muscle you have, the more likely that's going to consume the food rather than turn into fat.
Yeah, yeah. I found, like, over my years of doing this, the more well-trained my body is, the less I have to worry about my nutrition, the less the less time I have to spend on cardio, because muscle burns calories. You know, the more muscle you have, the better off you're going to be. You'll be burning calories while you're sleeping.
Yeah, exactly. I love it.
So tell me, what advice would you give to any entrepreneur thinking about, like, getting fit and healthy? Because we know as entrepreneurs, it's tough for us to get the balance right. We tend to burn the candle at both ends, you know, prioritizing our business, as you know, as you did in the past. What advice would you give to any entrepreneur thinking about getting fit, and what benefit would that have on their business?
Think that, you know, for me, I was very lucky in that I became a multimillionaire by the time I was 23, and I just kept increasing my wealth. So even though I was obese and continuing to get obese, I was able to mentor people, and people admired me and aspired to be me, at least in business, because of my successful resume, you know, in the things that I owned and the family that I created and all that kind of stuff. But I could imagine if I was a young up and coming entrepreneur and didn't achieve success at an early age, how difficult it would be for me to get people to want to work for me and admire me if I was obese and struggling as an entrepreneur. You know, so if you're not a multimillionaire driving a Rolls Royce and having all of these nice things, and you want to build an incredible team, they got to admire you for something. So if you don't have an incredible physique that you can control, at least that you can control, then and you're not be able to hit it big, then you're going to have problems retaining top talent, because talented people kind of looked at me like a father figure. And so, you know, if you want people to stay, especially in the world of be your own boss, be your own boss, be your own boss, everybody wants to be their own boss. They don't want to work for anybody anymore. Because everywhere you turn around, it says be your own boss. So why should anybody work for you where you're not healthy, you're not super successful, you're not rich, so how are you going to make me rich? So at the very least, you know, eliminate one of those obstacles and look incredible.
Oh, definitely. Awesome. And what advice would you give to, because you know there's going to be, and I'm sure you've had it as well, there's going to be, I like to call these people the yeah but brigade. You know, but Anthony had money. Yeah, but my metabolism is slow. Yeah, but Anthony made all his money at 23. He had all the time to train. There's always going to be people like this. What would you say to those people? What advice would you give them?
The advice is this, because even with my transformation, I had money the other 9 times. I just didn't put the effort in. And there's so many wealthy, successful people, even celebrities that are obese, that have money. They just cannot lick. Even the ones that are famous that you see go up and down, up and down, up and down in weight. And they have money. They've had chefs. Honestly, I didn't really spend a lot of money on my transformation. You know, I hired a local, I didn't hire The Rock. I didn't pay $1 million for The Rock to train me in his trailer. You know, I hired a local guy, you know what I mean? And even the dietitian, sure, I flew him down here and he was there, but he wasn't here for the entire time. Even a documentary, it shows that he went back home because I already knew what to do. He just showed me what to do and I did it. Did I need to do that? Do I need to wash my own car? Do I need to do my own laundry? We could play the he has money game. Oh, he has money, so, you know, he has somebody clean his house, so he has the time. He has money, you know, he can go to the car wash. I have to wash my car. He has money, he can do his own taxes, you know. He has money, he can join the gym. I can't join the gym, I have to work out. We could play the he has money game on all levels and make that excuse, you know. But the fact is right now, more than ever, there's so many tools available. And what I did was I created a system through Radical Body Transformations for those people that have excuse about not having money. So what I'm saying is Steve Jobs created the iPhone. He had money. He spent money on it, but we don't pay the same kind of money that he spent to create the iPhone, to own the iPhone. Yeah. And the same thing for Elon Musk. You know, he has money. He had money. He's creating the ability for general public to go fly to outer space. We're not going to pay millions of dollars for a ticket to do that. So it's the same thing. You know, I feel that I was fortunate as an entrepreneur to do this transformation and not only do it for myself, but for the general public, create a system and say there's got to be a way to make it affordable for the general public. Because I do understand that your average person has a job, has responsibilities, and cannot afford to do those things. But if you can't afford to do those things, you got to take the free stuff. There's so much. You cannot open Instagram or YouTube without how to do this, how to do that. There's people literally working out in front of you. There's so many free lives. So there's really no excuse. It's just the excuses you don't want to do it, you know? Yeah. They always say, a hater will say Jesus walked on water because he couldn't swim.
In this day and age, we can learn about any topic we want. Like you say, you open Instagram, you go on YouTube, you can find any workout you want. You can find any meal plan you want. You mentioned in the movie, you still had to execute. No one can force you to do this. It's still, no one can lose the weight for you. You still had to do it. And, you know, my thoughts on this is you could just see from the way you were right from the very beginning of the film, like what you'd achieved in business. And I think you mentioned as well, I had to apply that same mindset to my body transformation. And, you know, you could just see whether you had the money or not, whether you had coaches or not, I think you would have still achieved the goal anyway. You know, you might have failed 10, 11 times.
I can do anything I put my mind to, I will do. I just had to put my mind and my heart and my soul into it.
Yeah.
And it was going to happen, you know.
Definitely. So what inspired you to compete, Anthony? Was that a goal right from the beginning, or was that something that came?
No, I never imagined, you know, doing that. You know, I never imagined competing. I didn't even know there were transformation competitions. How about that, you know? Yeah. So I didn't know anything about that world. And it wasn't until I had started seeing really good, incredible results that we realized that, you know, I could get a shot at competing. And then, you know, talking to Mike, who knows the whole landscape of bodybuilding and competitions, he said, you know, you can compete in a transformation division. I'm like, really? Okay, so that's my goal. Let's do it, you know? But honestly, I was against competitions and races, and it wasn't until a couple of gym buddies told me to do a Spartan race. You know, I always thought it was ridiculous. You know, what are you going to do? Take your personal time to get a ribbon? Like, for me, I was just like, you're not getting prize money? What's the point of this thing here? So I was, as a person that was not fit, I didn't really think about the benefits of actually having ambition and seeing what your body can do and reaching these goals and all the benefits of it. So it wasn't until I did the Spartan race and then I did another one that I realized this is fun. You know, this is awesome. You get to be surrounded around people. This is such a metaphor for life. I started seeing obese people running with next to me in Spartan, like really pushing themselves and clawing their way to the top and climbing walls. And it was inspirational to me. And at that point I was already getting really fit. So I wanted more of that energy. So when I saw that there was a division in bodybuilding competitions for people like me, I said, man, this is awesome. Let me do it.
One of the big things for me when I first got into my training, got into my fitness and started seeing the results, one of the really special things was people started to come to me for fitness advice. I thought, people are asking me for fitness advice. People are asking me to train them. That was like a real moment for me. How did that feel when, like, you know, Anthony Lolli, less than 2 years ago, you know, you was over 300 pounds. Now people are looking up to you as a fitness icon. How does that feel?
It feels amazing. You know, it's like, you know, to be up there, like, you know, there's only like a handful or two handfuls of fitness documentaries on Amazon and Netflix. You know, one of them is Pumping Iron. The other one, you have to be like Ronnie Coleman or somebody huge, you know, in fitness. And to have one up there alongside with those greats is an amazing thing. But I think it's an incredible responsibility. I think that I love to be able to help people and give back. And so, you know, through our system, we're doing that, and that's amazing, and we're changing lives, and it's just surreal. You know, I can't say that I'm shocked, because it's the same like me telling you, if you put $1 in your bank account for every day of the year, you're going to have $365 in the bank account. So at the end of the year, so you're not shocked because you put in the work, you know, like you put in the work. And this is one of the things where only you control your destiny. You put in the work, you're going to get the reward.
Yeah. And how did it feel taking your clothes off in public? That was one of the things 20 years ago before I did this was a very uncomfortable situation for me, taking my clothes off in public. And from that to going on stage to doing multiple photo shoots, there's a bit in the film where you're shaving your chest.
Yeah.
Getting tanned. You said, even this is a big deal. And I really resonated with that because, like, to me, I was standing there thinking, like, that was me. Like, I'm getting tanned up, I'm shaving my chest. It's like, what the hell am I doing? This just seems so surreal. I never thought I'd see myself in a little pair of pants, stage in front of hundreds, thousands of people, cameras, cameramen, film crew. What am I doing? It was like I had to...
You know, I didn't even know I looked like that. I didn't even know I looked the way I looked until we did like a photo shoot and a video shoot 2 days before the competition. And I got a chance to see it because up until that point, I had like body dysmorphia. You know, you would just think of yourself as an obese person. So once I saw that, it kind of gave me more confidence to go on stage and do all that kind of stuff, you know, because I realized that I had put in the work and the results were actually real. You know, it becomes unbelievable after a while, you know, so it's pretty cool. It was pretty cool to experience that, but it was very difficult. You know, one of the biggest regrets I have is not filming my workouts without a shirt when I was fat. I think I have a couple clips, but I was that shy. I knew I was going to lose the weight, but there were people around me, like, especially when I was doing the outdoor workouts, there were people there. So I was too embarrassed to do those type of things. That's why most of the footage is me in my house, in the closet or in the bathroom, or weighing myself without the shirt, and the videos. But I wish I had a chance to go back. I would have done everything. You know, imagine me shirtless doing jump rope, like, you know, at 305 pounds. That would have been something, you know. So that's how shy you are, you know, to do those things. Yeah, yeah. So when you made that decision to compete, what changed about your training and nutrition at that point? Was it just a continuation of
what you did up until that point, or did something?
No, because everything. Well, it was a continuation because I had the surgery, so then I had to eat a lot. The doctor said, don't get on any type of diet. You have to consume, 3,000-4,000 calories a day because you're going to lose 3,000 calories a day, just your body repairing itself. They said basically, so eat whatever you want. So I had a second shot, and he's eat high calories. McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's. They specifically said, eat as much carbs as you can, and protein, obviously. So I was eating as if I was 350 pounds, and I was consuming all of that stuff, and the weight could not stay on. It just kept flying off. And so, once we got back on track and I was going to start training again, we had to recalibrate my meal plans and everything. And it was a lot similar, but just different quantities at different times. And different portions. We practice nutrient timing. So what we eat before and after we work out, what we eat during the rest periods are very key in muscle growth. So for me, it was all about building muscle and burning fat at the same time, which is an impossible task. But I put in the kind of work and discipline that was needed. So the diet changed a lot. It changed weekly. It was very monotonous. And so there were times that we would kind of switch and substitute things for another. And then, the calories went down, but the output was still there, So at one point I had kind of, I wasn't able to lose weight unless I did 3 HIIT sessions a day. So that was, a big issue. My metabolism was so used to, burning fat at that high level that I had to continue that high level in order to continue the fat burn. So one of the things we did after the competition was kind of recalibrate my metabolism. So now once I start doing the cardio, I'm going to be able to burn really, really easily. So right now we're right on a whole nother transformation.
Yeah. It's amazing. Like when you get to that elite level of physique, I think on show day and that peak week, it was literally hour by hour monitoring the physique and how it can just change in a matter of hours. It's incredible, isn't it?
Yes, I loved it. It was great just watching it, how chiseled. It's like somebody's chiseling you right there.
Crazy. And there's one special moment, real special moment that on the show day. Who we got here?
My wife said we have the 1 o'clock coming too, but you want to say she's doing a neck exercise with a head brace.
Oh, amazing.
I'm obsessed with this. So this is so amazing to build the abs. Hi, how are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
The abs. I said the
abs and neck.
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah,
Hi,
I just finished training her. She is now doing different chin-ups, unbanded chin-ups now.
Oh, well done. Well done.
Finally conquered that.
Yes,
it's a tough one. It's a tough one, but you're persistent. You put in the work. You get there in the end. Repetition.
Exactly.
It's so important to build all the muscles, though, right? I mean, it's been mind-blowing for me to just get into this world and thankfully Anthony is a mastermind building the muscle in the fastest and the most even ways. So I literally, back pain is like old memory for me. And now we got hooked up with this equipment, and I'm hoping my neck pain will be long memory soon.
Nice. It's amazing. You guys are doing an amazing thing. You're setting a great example to your children, your lovely children. You're doing a great thing for the world, the world of fitness, and setting a great example.
Kids were born in April too, so.
Oh my gosh, no way.
April 4th, my second son.
Oh, our son is April 4th.
Yeah, and my first son, April 6th. I got
my gosh, that's amazing.
3-year-old and a 1-year-old.
April 6th is our anniversary.
Oh my gosh.
So much in common.
There we go.
Nice to meet you. I'm going to let you guys go. I have to go.
Nice to meet you, Teresa.
Yeah.
Thanks for popping in.
Bye-bye, sure.
Nice. Okay, awesome. Tell me about, I was going to say there's a real special moment when that guy come up to you backstage and he goes, muscle model? No.
Oh man, that was amazing. What's funny is we didn't think that Keith captured that because he actually was just holding the camera because, that was kind of like tanning day. So the main focus was just me. So you're not really supposed to film everybody, you know? So it was kind of cool. And he was like, man, I don't know if I captured that. I was like, did you get that? He was like, yeah, I got it. I'm like, oh man, that came out of nowhere, you know? And you know, what's interesting is because when you're backstage, you don't know who's your competition.
Yeah.
So
you don't know till you show up on that day.
Jesus, I hope he's not transformation. That's what I was saying, you know? And so I guess he was saying, I hope he's not muscle model. But he came up to me, what a really nice guy, you know? He just was like, muscle model? I was like, no, transformation, man. Like,
yeah.
Like, wow.
Yeah.
And you know what it is? It's about fit people, you know, they respect the work that you put in. You know, that's what I love about the fitness community. They really, really, you know, respect the grind.
Definitely. I think that's 99% of the community. They respect a grafter, someone who's going to put in the work and achieve their goals. Then you get the odds, you know, you'll always have idiots out there that kind of, you know, make fun of people who are trying their best to get in shape. But
exactly,
you know, most of us, 99% of us are good people. How did you feel about the result, Anthony? I was quite, you know, it was quite a shocking moment when I saw the result, like you were all winners. But I think, like you mentioned in the film, you were all winners, really. Everyone had been on their respective journeys. And I always say to any clients that think about competing, anyone who asks me for advice, I always say to them, if you make it to show day, you've already won. Because I've turned up to shows and I've seen empty number badges left on the table for so many people that didn't actually make it to the day. So you show up, you've already won. But how did you feel about the result?
I felt what I said in the documentary. I felt that everybody, I actually got a chance to meet a lot of the other people and know their stories and their transformation. Everybody's journey is different, you know? And what's interesting is that as an entrepreneur, I understand it's a business. They want everybody else to go to the next competition too. So I understand that too. But what's interesting is how everything falls into place. I didn't get a chance to do the show in Bahamas for 2020, but guess what? Nobody else did either because of Corona. So, you know, the next time I step on stage, it's going to be incredible because now I have legs, I have back, I have all these muscles that I didn't have before. So it really gave me a chance to kind of put in some extra work and do a third transformation. So I'm really excited about that. So it gives me something to look forward to.
You guys are going to bring out part 2.
Yeah. Yeah, we're talking about a part 2 for my partner, you know, getting him a full transformation, you know.
Yeah. He done well as well. He done really well as well.
Yeah, he lost a lot of weight. Yeah, but he just, you know, he runs the business, you know, the whole radical body transformation alongside with our partner, James. So it's a lot of work behind the scenes. You know, I'm really the face and they actually, there's, you know, we have thousands of people that we work with, like from all over the world. And we have a reality show too. It's called Radical Body Transformations on Amazon Prime as well. So we're filming our 3rd season. And so there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes for that. So it's hard.
Awesome. I have to check that out, sure. So yeah, I mean, you kind of touched on it there. Final question, what does the future hold for Anthony Lolli? What are you working on? Upcoming competitions, if we, you know, who knows what's going on this year with competitions.
Every competition that I couldn't do in 2020, I'm going to do it in 2021. We have the reality show, and we have the website rbtshow.com, and we're bringing out so many new tools. We have an app coming out. I actually got a phone call from a Hollywood producer, and you know, we're talking about doing a movie with some famous celebrities, so that's kind of cool. And that's 2021. So there's a lot of cool things going out for this new year coming up. Amazing things. Competing with my wife, having her on stage and seeing her win. So I'm really excited about that. And then, you know, everything else that comes along with helping people around the world.
Yeah, man. Love it. Anthony, I can't thank you enough for taking the time to jump on a call with me, man. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, man.
Do you ever get yourself over to London?
I will for the next competition. I'll be out there for sure.
Yeah. Oh, awesome, man.
So, you know, whenever it is, I'll let you know in advance. I'll hit you up and we'll get together.
Let's get a workout in.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Yeah, man. Awesome. Anthony, thank you so much once again.
No problem.
Really good talking to you and your lovely wife, and all the best for the future. And yeah, wishing you continued health and success.
Thank you. Likewise.
Thank you so much.
Bye.